In a completely unexpected move, yesterday we got the Melrose Group Buy flipped on its head with the inclusion of some seller politics and an absolutely massive W for the leak community.
I love leaking!
So the last time we checked in with the Melrose Group Buy being ran by Carti Hub, it was simmering at just over halfway done at around 5,000 out of 10,000 paid. And just a reminder that originally this song was being sold by Lewitt and he was only offering the singular version of it, which was played on March 9th at the private Yeezy HQ Vultures 2 listening party. Well, the community's prayers were answered yesterday when another seller noticed the absolutely ridiculous price of $10K with only one bonus and decided to completely flip the tables on Lewitt. It turns out that a seller named 211 was also in possession of the same Melrose Lewitt had in addition to an earlier version that was made on February 20th of this year, so only a few weeks prior to the March 9th LP. This early version is also nearly 6 minutes in length and includes a full minute 30 of Carti vocals as well as additional lines from Kanye and Ty that were cut out for the more recent version made on March 8th. 211 was also not very happy with the price being charged by Lewitt, so he decided to force complete the GB in his own favor by offering both versions of Melrose for $5,000, so this was basically him offering double the files Lewitt was for 50% of the price. Being that the GB was already sitting at around 5,000, this essentially insta-completed the fundraising, and we were blessed with two phenomenal versions of easily one of the most insane Vultures 2 songs. I'm personally really glad that we ended up getting the original version of Melrose because it handily clears the March 8th version, so much so that I would honestly say Kanye ruined the song in only 3 weeks' time. The February 20th version of Melrose almost sounds like a different track with a greatly sped up BPM and lack of the codeine sample that is present on the later version. I personally did not like the codeine sample at all. I thought it made the vocals far too crowded on the song, but the removal of that and the sped up BPM and brighter overall guitar synth all contribute to a ridiculous vibe. This early version of Melrose just has crazy energy that so much better fits the use of the electric guitar and the very unique drum fills. And not to mention, this full Carti verse is absolutely bonkers, and it totally makes sense now why the song was given to him by Kanye after being scrapped from Vultures 2. A minute and 30 seconds worth of vocals is literally the same amount as recent Carti singles like Ketamine and Evil Jordan, so he could have easily turned Melrose into another single.
Tell him bring them back to the house, or we can't go to the mall. Oh, anyway, God do the judge, so me and you gotta pick him out. Got a wretch, give him a face, in the room in his hotel. Mess, cover my flowers. I'm chaotic, dug in the loud. Started out, back against the wall. But hell nah, we ain't fucking rock. Me and Black hang like a patsy. I'm more turned than acid. Baby, I'm just like a test. Cut back, ain't at a Nazi.
Now, I did mention that we got tons of unused lines from Ty and Kanye, and these overall just really help flesh out the song in its early version from February. It makes literally zero sense why Kanye would choose to cut these vocals out for the March 8th version, especially when a lot of these lines are more finished than the mumble he decided to include later on. Not only did this early version have an extra Ye freestyle verse, it also has Kanye and Ty going back and forth on the chorus, which really sells this as a Vultures song.
Pussy got me back. Pussy got me back on Melrose. 8-inch high stiletto. She said, cut up on my hoes, but I can't let go. She telling me I'm too ghetto. Pussy got me back on Melrose. 8-inch high stiletto. She said, cut up on my hoes, but I can't let go. She like $, you too ghetto. Too ghetto. She be embarrassed jewelry. I'm in the terrorist, I'm in the ring. I'm in the tire, remember me? Gotta be pound the enemy. I tell her I'm not your enemy. I gotta find the villain. Then I just saw you rent a car. I'm the shit on worst enema. I ain't saying nothing. I done broke out the age. I done broke out the leg. Waiting out for the day.
And finally, possibly the greatest part of both versions of Melrose is the outro being both Carti and Ty Dolla $ign singing and harmonizing with each other over the incredible beat. I'll give Kanye a little credit here, as this outro is present on both iterations and honestly gives the entire song an overall album outro feel that would have been epic on Vultures 2.
Oh yeah.
In retrospect, I think this Melrose GB is going to set a new precedent with the Kanye leak market, because now there's direct business competition for Lewitt. We also heard from 211 that after the Melrose GB, they'd be open to selling Promotion next, which is another song that Lewitt has and intends to sell eventually, that he was also throwing around a $10,000 price tag for. But perhaps now that he knows there's a chance his money gets swept out from under him by 211, he will consider greatly lowering his asking prices. Overall, this is probably the best news possible for anyone that was unhappy with Lewitt's Vultures pricing, because it pretty much guarantees the songs will be sold for much more fair amounts moving forward. And finally, just a bit of recent news to report on. We saw both Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign in LA yesterday, albeit not together, but this does probably mean they're going to link up and work on music, which is hopefully the finishing touches on Vultures 2. There's really no telling what we're going to hear besides Vultures 1 at the upcoming international listening parties, and Vultures 2 could end up being nearly unrecognizable from what we heard of it back in March and April. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and let me know down in the comments if you like the February 20th or March 8th version of Melrose better.